I see my goals in from my eyes and yelling win. Mary, get around.
Man, another podcast, another day, another dollar, man. Got my main man with me, In.Konfuzion. We got a special guest here, man. My guy James out of LA, CEO, 101 Jeans, 101 brand. The big guys, clap it up for him, man.
I appreciate that, for real.
How you doing, man?
Shit, I'm good, man. Living, I'm blessed.
Blessed.
Yeah, for sure. I want to say I appreciate y'all, for real. This means a lot. It's crazy. First podcast, too.
First
so like, I don't really get on podcasts like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool, but y'all doing your thing for sure. I appreciate
you, man.
it. Yeah.
Appreciate you hopping on, man, for sure.
Nah,
man.
yeah, for sure.
So we're gonna talk about a little bit, bro. What got you into clothes and the brand in general?
I feel like the best way to do it is like start from like the jump.
Okay.
So like I don't know if y'all can relate. Like middle school, like coming from like a low end income.
Yeah.
I had like 7 shirts for the week. You know how that works. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So like
Slip it off. Yep.
you had them
Swap
favorite shirts. You know what I mean? So if you had the
sure.
favorite shirts, they had like 7 favorite shirts. So you would swap them. So if I wore it on Monday, my other favorite that shirt on Monday, next week would be like Thursday favorite. You know, just throw off the people's eyes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So like that's like having them shirts. It's like okay, like this is my like drip for the years. You know what I mean? For the school year. And then when you go to like see somebody wearing it, the same shirt as you, you're like, oh man,
damn,
like bro, like you know what I mean? Like that wasn't cool. Like
sure,
it wasn't like, oh hey man, we got the same shirt. It was like, man, they gonna see me with it. Like we wear it the same days. You know what I mean?
Same day. Oh, that's the
So
worst, man.
and I had them like I don't know, you know, Obey, like Shepherd Fit.
Obey,
Bro, I had them Obey shirts. So like I figured nobody had them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And
then
seeing somebody with it, I'm like, come
damn,
on, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, and that's like the biggest influence because I love the artwork they had on the shirts.
It was good times, bro.
For sure. The shirts you had was like, sheesh. You had these shirts, like, man.
I think it was like that and like Diamond.
Yeah, of course. And you had to like, you begged every Christmas to get a new shirt. You know what I mean? You was like, I need that shirt, bro. When the new ones came out and all that. So like,
shout out to Zoomies, man.
Nah, Zoomies is the stuff, bro. No, don't
sure,
lie, bro. Everybody was like, hey, man, Christmas list. Top of it was like Obey shirt or like that new shirt, you know what I mean?
The whole fit in there,
Jeez. You had the whole ironed out fit before the first day. You're like, this shirt's about to go crazy this school year, you know what I mean?
Nice facts.
So a lot of it was like, basically, I seen people have stuff that I had. So I was like, man, like, I wanted to be different. Like, I want some clothes, like, you ain't gonna see.
That no one else gonna have.
Like, walk in and, like, you can't get this at Zoomies, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, I always wanted to, like, oh, let me make some stuff or, like, customs pieces. And at first, like, fast forward, like, I started doing that in college. And I went to GCU.
Okay.
And,
go Lopes.
Yeah, so shout out to them, LJ, Easy Flocking, all them. Yeah, we were living it up over there. So I started designing, like, just, like half that stuff, like ironing patches on there, like, you know what I mean? Like, some stuff that would just throw off the, like, just the whole, different. Like, throw some paint splatters on it. Yeah. So nothing too big. And then, so GCU happened, and, like, you know, college life, you live it up, bro. Like, I suggest anybody watching, like, live it up, man.
That's facts.
Life experiences are priceless, you know what I mean? So, like,
I went to U of A. It was booming down
there.
Dirty
T, like, you know what I mean? Like, for that time being, so you're like, man, this is crazy, realizing that.
Oh, for sure.
So, like, 2 years in, and I'm like, finally, I didn't have one at all. So I was like, dang, like, I'm gonna go back home. I was broke. Like, this is getting old, bro. I just party all the time. Like,
so you're like,
this
fuck,
is old, man. You know what I mean?
Out. Yeah.
I'm like, I need something better. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna do 4 years of this, like, bro, like,
for sure,
it's gonna age me for sure. So I'm like, I'm gonna go back. And I moved back to my mom's house, and I'm like, all right, I gotta figure some stuff out. So obviously I had like the whole setup in the garage. Like, mom's garage was set up like clothes, all types of stuff
and everything. Okay.
So like I had the whole setup, and I'm like designing. At first it was like more for like just me. Yeah. It had no plans of like being some like I was like, nah, I'm not gonna really sell it because like I feel like this is more intimate. I'm like, and I have like attachment issues to my stuff. So like if I design them fire pants, I'm like, dude, I don't want to like give them out or like, you know what I mean?
You want to keep those.
So like I'm like, like I had attachment issues so bad. So I'm like, all right, there's ways around this because I know everyone's gonna want it because like this is inevitable, bro. Like a lot of people want to be different and stuff like that. So it's like I'm feeding into it too. So I'm like, like I gotta be able to help people too. Yeah. And that was like the purpose behind it. But I'm like, dang, like I gotta give away this stuff. So like I'm designing, and like that's when the hats started coming out. And I was just making jeans. I didn't make really any clothes because I didn't really see, like, for me as a creative, I didn't see like the art was behind like a silk screen shirt.
Right.
You know what I mean? I more was like hands on in my mom's garage, like the vinyls and like working with the cuts and everything like that, and putting them onto jeans and the paint, as you can see, like paint and glitter. It's the first ever. Like, there's no other paint glitter hats out there.
Damn. Okay.
So that's Pat. That's me. Yeah.
Okay.
It's 101. Yeah.
101,
So
man. Okay.
it was more hands on. So it was like
Yeah.
I felt like the need was like hands on work, and I feel like a silk screen, nothing, like no disrespect to like brands that do that.
Yeah.
I just feel like it wasn't like me putting art.
Right.
Because obviously you design it, but like I want like hands on. Like I'm in the
That's what
I'm in the garage, like, you know, sweating and stuff. I'm like, damn, bro, like I'm putting these pants together.
Damn. So 101, huh?
Yeah, like
101.
it was crazy.
Okay.
Like I was like
I get
had
the
no
meaning of it.
plans.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, like it's just gonna be like this, and like I was happy with it, cause like when you do something you love, like you realize when you love it so much, it doesn't matter about the like payments or the outcomes or nothing like that. It's
You
more
love
like
doing it.
this is cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like sitting here and seeing this is like, bro, like I reflect like back in my mom's garage, like damn,
Back in the
bro,
day.
like you know what I mean? Like damn, this
Remember
is
the
really
grind.
like what it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just like it's just different because like seeing other creatives in all aspects, like music, whatever they create of art,
Right.
I feel like a lot of us get like stuck with like trying to please people. So like
Facts.
if like, oh, your mom's like, oh, how much have you made for this? You're more pressure on yourself because you're like, oh, I need to make money off this.
Right. To please
Rather than
people.
like enjoying the work and enjoying the
enjoying the craft.
body of work, you know what I mean?
Right, you don't mind that
And it's
investment.
more fulfilling, you know what I mean? Like waking up and being able to be like, I do what I love and I don't do it for others. I think we just like,
Facts.
we like put this whole like pressure on like having to make it because other people think this way about us.
That's
And,
how
like,
it is,
you know what I
right,
mean? We have to
yeah.
show something for it because I don't know, like we're so caught in this whole stigma of like reality and like social class and like society saying like, oh, if you didn't make $100 million off this, or like you don't have
Yeah,
this to
you're
show
not
for it,
shit,
like
right. It's
you
not
don't have a
successful.
body of work, or like you don't
Exactly.
have nothing to show for yourself. But it's like when you like chase money, I feel like you get less like fulfillment out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you don't get to wake up and be like,
That's
yo,
when
I'm doing my thing. You know what I mean?
Right. And I also feel like when you do it like that, that's when the work start getting crappy. The
Of
craft
course,
is,
you're just
it's
throwing
like,
stuff out. It's no
just
purpose behind it,
bullshit.
you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yep.
And it's like I feel like we just have a lot of like it's just life. You know what I mean? Society.
For sure.
We're just in a different time era where like people don't follow their dreams. You know what I
No,
mean?
they
People are
don't.
like, you got to punch that clock 9 to 5, regardless
Yeah.
of how you feel,
That's facts.
regardless of how like everything goes. Like, but it's like, damn, bro. When it's like, if I can like give this feeling to somebody else, it's like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
dude. Like the whole journey. You know what I mean? Because like I preach a lot of like, you kind of like have to detach from the end goal and focus on the journey.
Yeah.
Because the journey is, dude, man, everything I've done is just like it's crazy because you want to give this to somebody else,
Right.
but it's like, you know, you got to find it yourself. Like,
That's
I can't be
facts.
like,
That's
oh, you
real.
need to like design clothes to be happy. Like,
Yeah.
you got to find your purpose, and once you find your purpose, I feel like, dude, this works wonders. You know what I mean?
No, that's facts. That's facts.
So like a lot of it was that, and yeah. Fast forward, I started like, cause I did it for no money. I was making no money. I was working at Sprouts bagging groceries.
Yeah.
And like putting all that money back into my clothes and like buying clothes and all this stuff, and
Buying the material.
yeah, like
for
stacking
sure.
up on stuff, and was like, oh yeah, like this is fire. Like I had a whole like fashion rack of just pants of just everything I
Yeah.
designed. I was like, this is fire. And obviously at first it was like a lot of iron on,
Okay.
cause it's just for me. Like it wasn't like quality, so I was like, it's not gonna, as long as it don't fall off for me, like it's perfect. You know
straight.
what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
And then I was just doing that,
sure.
and then that's when I got a DM like randomly, dude. Like I don't know how, it was from like Lil Keed, his
Yeah.
manager.
Okay.
And I'm like, they're like, oh, we need some clothes, and I'm like, huh? Like they know who I like. This kid that's in mom's
Right.
garage, like they
Yeah.
know who I
They
am.
know exactly.
They like see my stuff, so I'm like, no
Oh,
way.
that's
Like
big,
you know how
yeah.
you think this spam or like some
Yeah,
like
right,
some
right.
scam stuff, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and they like send me a they send me a DM. They're like, oh, like pull up to the hotel, and I'm like, the hotel, like what, like. And I'm like excited, bro. You know, you hear this, I'm like,
yeah, it's a
I don't
big
care if I
rapper
have
for
work
sure.
today. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
you gonna
care.
pull
I'm
up,
dropping. I'm
yeah.
dropping everything to go. I don't care if
You
it's
gonna
like,
figure it out. Yep.
it's like I'm gonna see. I'm a risk and see what happens. You know what I mean?
For sure,
Like,
yeah.
because if I don't go, I'm gonna be like, oh, what if? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I pull up and like, they give me like, dude, they lag, bro. That's the only thing about working with like influencing artists. Like a lot of people think that you're on their time, so it's like,
I
you
can
know what I
see
mean?
it. I
They
can
don't
see
really
that.
respect us as like people
I
sometimes.
can see that.
So I'm like, okay, like waiting 30, 45 minutes, and they text me a room number, and I'm like, oh shoot. So I'm like
What's
walking
going
in, I got a
down?
bag like
Yeah.
full, like
Full
I got a
of
bunch
boom.
of stuff.
You have to wait 30 minutes though.
30 minutes, no response too. So like you're really thinking like
what the
I'm
fuck's
sitting
going
outside
on?
too with my stuff like hats in my hands and like my
Right.
bag,
Like,
and
what's
there's a
going
bunch of people
on?
walking by me because NBA YoungBoy was at the hotel too.
Oh,
So
wow.
all the security and stuff was
Okay.
out there too. So I'm sitting out there like looking like a fan, dude. Like honestly, like looking like I'm waiting to get somebody's autograph type thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like looking at my phone. I'm like, dude, like
What's
should I
going
just
on?
leave? And finally DM like, oh, this room number, and it's like his designers and like everybody that his stylist and him.
Yeah.
And I pull up to the hotel and I walk in and like, and it's like peak COVID times too. So like you feel weird like just talking
Already,
to people because
yeah.
like, you kind of like scared. And then he's
Especially
like,
back then.
yeah, I'm in there like, oh shoot, like this is real life right now. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, like show us what you got. And like to me, like I'm so hard on myself when it comes to my work. So I'm like, damn, bro, they're probably gonna laugh at this stuff. I made this in my mom's garage.
Yeah.
Like this ain't good. Like,
Yeah, he didn't make it like big time.
yeah, and I'm like,
craft,
bro, like
yeah,
I'm not really, I'm
manufactured.
making it. You know what I
Right,
mean?
Yeah.
So like I set all the stuff up, the hats, everything, and I'm like standing there like, oh shoot, like what are these dudes about to say? You know what I mean? And then they just looking through it like, oh, this is fire. Oh yeah, whoop whoop. And then they're like, oh, let me get. They're like, we're gonna take all of it. And
Yeah.
I'm saying like, no
What
way,
the
you want
fuck?
all this
Yeah.
clothes right now? I'm like,
Yeah.
what? And like obviously I put all the stuff I had because like I was like, you might as well just take everything you have, like the best stuff. And I did like give a pair of pants that like were my favorite, like first ever I've ever made. So like when he took those, I was like, damn. But then I was like, you had to think about it like,
See the
they
bigger
want-
picture.
yeah, they wanted my work, so I'm like, oh.
Give me best work.
And then after that, I was like driving home, and I'm like, yo, that really just happened. Like, you know what I mean?
Like,
Like,
what
yo,
the fuck
like
is- yeah.
this doesn't happen to people like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it's
you
like
don't get to
having
do
a
that
call
stuff.
out,
Yeah. So I'm
That's
like,
facts.
dang. And then after that, it just led up to like she's like artist after artist and like influencer and like random people.
Yeah, start
But-
tapping in for it.
I wanted to like really dive into that world because obviously, you know, like in this world that sells.
Try
If
to get that
so and
fun.
so's wearing your stuff, oh my gosh, like all the sales are gonna come in.
Oh, for sure.
But I felt like myself like chasing like more of like fame, so I felt like unfulfilled. So as far as feeling unfulfilled, I felt like I wasn't like I was losing what I got into this thing for.
Right.
And I started like selling clothes, and I started like I came at that like a different approach of like a Von Dutch or like a Ed Hardy, where I was like partying with the people that wore my stuff, and I was like getting lost in the sauce and like
Happens.
just like, you know what I mean, like living like I'm getting invited to this, I'm doing this,
Right.
people are liking my stuff, and I'm like,
But you didn't feel fulfilled.
yeah, and I'm like, dang, like this is what I wanted to do.
Facts.
And like I
Yeah.
refer back to that person in the garage, like, did he want this? Obviously you wanted like the fame, and like people were like, oh my gosh, like
Yeah.
your stuff, I love it. But I was like, nah, like I don't really want this because I feel like the connections aren't genuine.
That's
The people
true.
don't appreciate my work. Like,
Very true.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could wake up and like that shirt that I gave them or that I worked my butt off to like design for them, they could have threw it away. And like, you know what I mean? It's just another
Trash it.
shirt to them.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Facts.
dang, like I started to realize that like, yo, I can't be doing that, bro. Like it's not for me. And I feel like my whole goal was like that kid that's like every day waking up like, oh, I want this shirt, I want this, I love this work,
Right.
I want to get that. And I felt like that was like the reason why I started making
Okay.
clothes. Cause for that person, it was like, bro, I love this stuff. Like I want to wear it, just like I was that kid that wanted like
That's
the,
real.
the shirts and
Yeah,
stuff. So
that's
like
real.
I felt like,
I respect that.
yeah,
That's
no,
real.
for real. Like I just felt like I was just getting lost in the whole LA life, the whole partying life, and I was like waking up like,
That
damn,
happened.
like, you know what I mean? If
Yeah.
you can sit in a room with a bunch of people and still feel like it's just you, like you gotta really tap in like what's going on
Yeah.
with yourself. You know
Yeah,
what I
look
mean?
in the mirror for sure.
Nah, yeah, and you're like,
That's
okay,
facts.
like something's not right because it's not working. You know what I mean? You
That's
should not be in a
facts.
room full of people and be like it's just me here. Like I feel
You
lonely,
felt
and like you know what I
lonely,
mean?
Yeah, you gotta look in the
And I'm like,
mirror.
yeah,
talk to
like-
yourself, figure it out.
Yeah, and if you can like, I say a lot like, your circle is very important. If you don't have somebody that believes in you is more than you believe in yourself, sometimes it's kind of hard to keep going because you
That's
feel like,
facts.
you know what I mean, you're really our worst critics.
It's like it's you against the world.
Yeah, and it's like when you have people around you that's like, okay, like you gotta like you're knocked off, like
And the-
you're
and
you're
the-
falling off. You know what I
Facts.
mean?
And
Like
the biggest obstacle is your mind, bro, because you doubt yourself. As soon as
No,
you doubt
yeah,
it,
for
it's already
sure.
cooked. You know what I'm saying? You know,
of course.
as soon as you say, I might fail, you fucked up already by saying that.
No, of course. I feel like we're like so hard on ourselves. I feel like a lot of times it's like the hardest place to stay and be the healthiest is our mind.
Definitely.
Because we
That's facts.
wander, we mind like society. We see, oh, so and so posted like he with all these girls at the club. Like I'm at home, like
Yeah, at home,
dang,
chilling.
bro,
You
like you know what I
yeah,
mean?
that should be me. Yeah, that's
Like
facts.
he's pouring liquor down all these girls' throats, and I'm over here like watching like Netflix. I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, what the
Yeah.
heck? You know what I mean?
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and I'm like, dang, dude. But then I'm like, as I get older, I'm like, and I start focusing on my mental health, I'm like, yo, like, it's not all about that, you know what I mean?
Exactly. You don't know, ain't no telling how he feels doing that.
Yeah, and I'm like, he probably wake up feeling like,
shit. Who
yeah,
knows?
like,
you
yeah,
know.
like these girls here, like, when are they leaving type of thing, you know what I mean?
He
And
be
I'm
doing
like,
that to fulfill something that he got going on.
yeah,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
we like shaped into that, like, you know what I mean? We're so forced into like,
looking at others, comparing
yeah, and like a
ourselves.
comparison, you know what I mean?
That's facts.
So I feel like that's so toxic when it comes to like doing what you want. Because
Yeah.
since so and so has his like track hawk and this doing this, and I'm over here like working at Amazon, like, oh,
Trying to
so and
figure
so,
it
you know what I
out.
mean?
Nah,
I'm like,
that's facts. That's
maybe like
facts.
that's where I'm supposed to be, but it's like we look too much to the next person. Like that's why
Exactly.
so like we need to focus on like what we're doing,
Yeah.
like our lane. You know what I mean? And like stop being over like glamorizing like, oh, so and so got that crazy
That's
thing.
facts. Stop
Are you
comparing
afraid
ourselves.
to like take that risk of like going like fully into it? I know you say you worked at Sprouts or whatever,
Mhm.
so like you still feel like you needed that to fund everything, right? And just, you know, keep afloat. So did you like fully like you think this would be a living to you? Like this would be the dream job. Do you want to consider like having people work for you like to make it too? I know you do everything pretty much like
Yeah,
which is
solely. Yeah.
that's the business though. You're gonna make everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I feel like I did like we all think like, oh man, what if like I didn't do this, or like we're all scared. But I feel like when you are the most scared and most like in your head about something, that's when like the best time to go, because that's when like the growth is, you know what I mean? We only grow as humans in like uncomfortable positions. And a lot of us
That's
don't
facts.
like it because that
uncomfortable.
feels different, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Different
not
element,
like
yeah.
it's not safe. You're scared. You're
You
like
don't know,
going
yeah,
through
you
it.
don't know the outcomes.
Yeah, and it's like,
exactly.
why not just try it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
'Cause, like, what's
Go for it.
Like, what's the worst that can happen? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you take
Exactly.
an L, what?
You fail.
And then you do something again. You know what I
You
mean?
ain't gonna die.
Exactly.
Life goes on.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
But you
take
never
the
know
L.
until you try it. You know.
Exactly.
You know
I
how
feel like
far
we
you
a
can
lot
go.
are more into just like, nah, that might not work. So and so didn't do it, or like it's hard to say, but like such toxic relationships sometimes is our own circle and our own family sometimes.
Oh, facts.
So like if someone so is like, oh, like your aunt or something, like, oh, that's never been done or something like that, and you're like, dang, like it hasn't. Like, you think I can do it? You know what I mean?
Right. That's
Yeah.
what you want to hear.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, like when now as I like grow more, and I'm like, I hear that, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Somebody just told
But
me
back
I
then,
would.
like as a kid growing up, it's gonna be difficult here and now. You're gonna be like, damn,
Exactly.
you're gonna start doubting yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I go
Yes.
back to self doubt. Self doubt is the biggest obstacle everyone gotta face. You put yourself like.
course.
But that go back to, like you said, it's all a big circle with that, because toxic
Of
relationships,
course.
family members could really be your biggest downfall. Same with your circle, bro. Like, you are who you hang around with. You are your environment as well. So it's just bad energy surround you. You're gonna have bad energy. That's facts.
Yeah, exactly.
You got doubters and non-believers around you. You're gonna be, trying to tell you.
Right.
No, yeah,
right.
for sure. I feel like a lot of people don't want to look at it like that because they don't want to say my mom's my biggest hater. Because how does that sound? You know what I mean? Saying that your mom's your biggest hater, like,
Everyone's gonna look at you like, damn, really?
yeah, like, but like sometimes it's like you got to take it as like, obviously you're not like, nah, I can't mess with my mom no more. She's my biggest hater. But it's like you got to take everything with a grain of salt and remember that they come from your elders come from a different position
Facts.
because they were told that they weren't going to do anything.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So like, then when you tell them, "Oh, mom, I'm gonna be this fashion designer," it's like, okay, honey, like that's cool, but like, what's gonna pay the bills? Because that's what they're
Exactly.
shown.
When they say, hey, what's plan B, what's plan C?
Yeah, see,
And once you
because
got
that's
plan
what
B,
they,
now
yeah,
let's focus on plan A.
of course, because that's all we're shown.
Yep.
So like, obviously, I get like you're a product of your environment, but like, when you want something as bad as you want to breathe, you're gonna do whatever it takes. You're
Oh,
gonna
for
change
sure.
your environment. You
Oh,
know what I
for
mean?
sure.
Like, obviously, like most people are just scared to do it because they're like, nah, I can't because this person would think this, or like, I don't, how am I gonna be able to do that? But it's like, when you're determined and like nothing's gonna knock you off the path, you'll figure it out. You know what I
for
mean?
sure.
You'll find a way. You're like, you'll do whatever it takes, no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I really like try to like strive for with my clothes, cause like I feel like when like you wear my stuff, you wear like a piece of like what I represent and like what I push.
That's
real.
cool. You really
You
made
know?
everything though.
Yeah, everything. From
I got
start.
that shirt too, bro, and I've worn it a few
Oh
times.
no, yeah, I had made that one too.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep that shit forever.
No,
That
yeah,
shit
for
was
sure.
Yeah, that was-
man.
That was
That was
like
nice.
because the club wasn't gonna let the homie in either, so
that
like
was-
you
that
kind of
was
had
nice.
to.
Like,
You know
why
what I
they
mean?
let y'all in,
Yeah.
though? You know
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean?
you know what I mean. That's why, but like that shirt I made it, but like
He said no hats, no sweats.
it's always some political stuff in that, man. You like,
it's always politics with the club.
but I see that
Sure.
shirt came perfect. It was right size. It's like, oh, perfect setup. You know what I mean? It was meant to be.
101 too. You know
No,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
for sure. That's the only one that exists.
So let me ask you this, boss. What's your end game with this? What's your end game goal with your brand?
A lot of it, I mean, obviously I wanted to do that whole like as like stigma of clothing brand, like, oh, like exclusive pieces and stuff like that. But then I was like, that's cool and all, but like long term, I feel like when you really want something, like how you gonna be able to get it if it's only that one piece that existed? You know what I mean? Like it's cool to have like that niche of like artwork that's selective to people, but I feel like more like mass production stuff is like cool because like that new person that sees it, or like that kid that wears it to school and like someone else wants it, they want to like, oh, I want this shirt too, you know what I mean? And they're gonna be able to buy it.
Where you get that from?
Yeah, so like I want to have like a line of things that correlate to that side of it, and obviously like exclusive pieces. But long term, I feel like my next steps, besides like designing more clothes and having more clothes on shelf to like give to the public and like sell, I'm going to have like this pantry. It's called One of One Pantry, and it's more like a the goal of it was like a YMCA, but more for kids to design and like be artistic, because I feel like as kids we're not really shown artistic values or like artistic or creative ways of like creating things. We're more shown like you need to be a doctor, you need to be a freaking therapist, you need to follow
financially stable.
Yeah, you need to be like this route of like this is it, 9 to 5, like you need to go to school for this stuff. But it's like we're never really shown like you can be creative, or like even if it's just a hobby.
Exactly.
So like I feel like my goal is like to have like a YMCA type of thing, but like for kids. It's called One of One Pantry.
Nice.
And it's like feeds the kids and like lets them have like a creative space so they can design clothes
too.
Yeah, so it's more like focused on like the kids' development as far as like different avenues.
Yeah.
Because like we're not shown to be creative in school or like stuff like
that.
that. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, English, math, this, but like not like really like hands on. Like obviously you have art class and stuff like that, but I'm talking about like creating like
whatever you
arts
want.
From like computer work to like all different types of stuff. So like I feel like as kids, like they can try it. You know what I mean? Worst thing that happen, they don't like it. You know what I mean?
That's real.
Trial and error is like the most important thing. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
I feel like that's the more goal, and like branch off and do other things. And as far as like a lot more like community work and like with schools, I want to work more with schools and like be able to like kind of like that pop up where like you pass out shirts type of thing, or like kids like cheering on type of thing. Like like just show like you in touch, because I feel like a lot of, especially like I don't really see myself like on this highest pedestal. I feel like I'm just normal like anybody else, but I feel like just being in touch with people and engagement is more long-term lasting. And like I feel like you can say whatever you want to people, but like at the end of the day they'll forget everything you said, but they'll never forget the way you made them feel. You know what I mean? So like I try to leave a positive impact and like engaging, and like it's the little things, man. Like you know what I mean? It costs $0.00 to make somebody smile. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And be nice.
So
like I feel like a lot of that is like leaving an impression. And you know, most of these people don't really be in touch with like their favorite designers or their favorite like clothing thing.
So that personal experience with one.
Yeah, because
they're like, oh, man.
You know what I mean? So like I try to like be engaged, like lives or like videos and like
customer.
more. Yeah, so it's like cooler, because obviously most people are like, oh, I never met that person, or like they couldn't say like their influence of their clothes or their fashion, whatever, they've met them or being able to like talk with them. You know what I mean? And some people just need that sometimes. It's like it makes their day. You know what I mean? It's more about them rather than yourself. You know what I mean? And the outcome. But that's mostly what end goal is, and just being more in touch. And like maybe like viral stuff, like different seas, you know what I mean, overseas and stuff like that. I've obviously worked worldwide. I've worked with shout out to some of the two dudes that I worked with, the Canadian Football League. So we already got touchdown in Canada and closed in Canada. Brian Scott and the other homie COC. Yeah, that's big. Shout out to them. Yeah, they're in Canada. Yeah, so it was kind of cool seeing their like game day stuff. They had my clothes. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Shout out to them. Yeah, so more like international stuff and just getting my stuff on the map. You know what I mean? And like more more like you see it more popping. Like, oh, that's the shirt.
You see it more,
Yeah, like obviously I see it now, but like it's just cool on a bigger scale.
On a bigger scale,
because I'm still like in touch with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm still hands on with it rather than.
Or you can scroll on Instagram like, hey, you wear my shirt.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. People send me stuff
yeah.
like, oh, it's your shirt. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, you know what I mean? I'm in my
facts.
house like chilling, so like it's like I'm living through people like sending me their work. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's facts.
But most of that, then yeah. Besides like, I do work with influencers, but like, kind of stagnant about it because like it's not my really like. I like connections and like relationships. So like if I build a relationship with famous people or whatever the case is, I'm more inclined with it. But I'm not really chasing like just to put my stuff on the map, like, you know, like cloud chasing just to get my shirt on it. You know what I mean? Like
you would genuinely want to work with them.
Yeah, I would genuinely want to work and like get established relationship and like besides businesses, real life things. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I'm not really chasing no cloud or nothing like that. Like, I don't really care. Like, I know my brand and, like, what I stand for is going to be longevity no matter what.
So you know it's
like,
going to come.
Yeah, so, like, it doesn't really matter about how fast I get there because I'm going to get there eventually. You know what I mean?
I feel like you should have that approach with anything in life, though. It's not about how quick. It's not about, you know what I'm saying, when you run a race. Everyone's in a different race, you know, different lanes, different speeds. It's all about the journey, how to get there, what you got to do to get there. As long as you get there, that's the biggest part. But just the journey, that's all. That's the biggest thing.
Nah, of course, yeah. Nah, for sure. Because if you woke up and everything that you ever worked for was handed to you, you wouldn't appreciate it. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be like, oh, man, like, remember this thing? I did this.
For it. No,
but it took you 7 years to do, and you lived them 7 years with all them experience. You're going to be like, oh, man, like, that was longevity. I was worth it. You know what I mean? I'm fulfilled. Like, I did this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like we always just, like, downplay, like, the journey about it. Because everyone wants the end goal. Everyone wants to, I got to Benz off of doing this, but they never were like, the journey was insane. Like, I learned, I lived, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can be like, yo, I went through it, you know what I mean? Ups and downs, like, I was there, you know what I mean?
That's going to dive into my next question, though. As a creator, even on our space field, being a content creator, we all go through mental health problems, right? You go through, like you said, trials and errors. I know there were times where you're like, fuck, bro, I want to give up. But what kept you going?
Dang, man, that's tough because I feel like mental health is so downplayed with men.
It is.
Especially because we're supposed to be like barbaric and like
show no emotions.
Yeah, like
facts.
You don't need to go through. What are you going through it for? You know what I mean? We're so like
no one cares. Get to work.
Yeah, like nah, bro. Like, so I feel like we as men are so like against being vulnerable and being like, oh shoot, like sometimes I need help. You know what I mean? So I feel like for me personally, I feel like environment is very important. And just doing things that like make me happy. So I feel like long term I can be like, okay, like if this doesn't bring happiness or like bring value to me, I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
As far as like circle and friends goes too, you know what I mean? Like we're like, oh, our friends want to party every weekend, so it's like, what's our friends? Like we've been together forever. Like might as well keep doing it, yeah. But I feel like we as people, once we like start having boundaries with friends, that's when we start like realizing that like we want more for ourselves rather than be like, oh, so and so we're all drinking at the bar this weekend, like you know what I mean? So it's so hard to be like put that separation line because everyone's like, oh, regardless of what you do, everyone's gonna hate on anything you do. Positive, negative. You can be giving out food to the homeless people like, oh, he's only doing that because he does this or something like that. Yeah, you're always gonna downplay it.
That's facts.
But it's worse when it comes from your friends because people are like more like, oh, my friends are like, oh, I changed or you know what I mean? Like I'm acting weird. I'm doing this, but it's like.
But change is good.
Yeah, like once you start changing your life and living your life for you, that's when all the happiness and the fulfillment comes because you're like more focused on what you like. Rather than being like, oh, I got to party because all my friends are partying, or like I got to get drunk and like wasted and wake up next to some random person because everyone's doing that. You know what I mean?
Everyone's doing it. You feel like this is the way to live.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, everyone's doing it. Like we're all cool. We think it's cool. We wake up, talk about it the next day, but it's like that's starting to get not cool no more. You know what I mean? Like as you get older, you're like, I want something real. Like I want to wake up and be like, oh, bro, I get to do this. Like it's productivity. You know what I mean? At its finest. I feel like mental health is so downplayed because we're more like, nah, just put the feelings under the rug, like just forget about it. You know what I mean? Like just grind through it, like keep going, like it's not gonna stop you. But it's like we need to. I suggest a lot is like facing realities head on. As bad as it sounds, like you're like, oh nah, I can't like figure out why I'm feeling this way or why I'm doing this. But it's
Figure it
like
out.
just
Take time and figure it out.
yeah, like
Step
go
away,
through
step
it.
back, yeah.
You know what I mean? Weather the storm. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be the same person that goes through that storm at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like obviously more people are like, nah, I'm gonna avoid the storm. Like I'm just
At
let
all
it like
costs,
yeah. But it's like when you go through that storm, you come out like this whole different person. You're like, yo, like I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Like it's like that like imaginary pressure like released off of you. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's
And I
facts.
feel like a lot of things we do correlate to that. So like when you start doing like obviously I listen to podcasts.
Yeah,
Y'all podcast definitely on it. So I'm definitely gonna listen to it. I respect everything you guys do.
appreciate that.
There's another one called the Jay Shetty on Purpose. He talks a lot about like mental health and like handling with your
What
with
you're going
your
through.
own
Yeah.
like facing your traumas, relationship, not bringing baggage into your relationship because
That's
a lot of
facts.
us are like
They
so
want to bring someone
inclined.
else's baggage. That's facts. Dating
Yeah, like-
nowadays is just someone else's baggage, and it's sad to say it like that, bro, but it's true. Cause I feel like at this day and age, everyone has a trauma experience, right? Traumatic experience.
Mhm.
So they just bringing that to the next person, and I feel like that's why a lot of relationships nowadays are just toxic because
Super toxic.
everyone's been through it. I feel like, and that's not an excuse to be toxic, but no one knows how to handle it, you know. And now it goes back to mental health and figuring out what you got to do. Like I feel like if you are struggling with mental health, you feeling bad all the time, go look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? Figure out what's making you feel bad. Once you figure that out, eliminate the problems. You know what I'm saying? You got to problem solve. You got to figure out, hey, is this my friend?
You may not know
you
you,
know?
have mental health issues.
You don't, bro.
That's the
but
thing. You may not know you have
everyone feels the type of way. I feel like as a human, you know how you feel. You know, like you know how you feel right now, right?
Yeah.
You either happy, sad, feeling like you know what I'm saying, optimistic. Everyone has a feeling, and I feel like to really dive into that, you gotta look in the mirror and just talk to yourself and just figure it out. I know it's easier said than done, but
Yeah.
everyone went through something. No one had the perfect life, and we all just trying to figure it out.
Yes, sir.
And the biggest step is just having a good perspective on life and just having good mental health.
Oh yeah,
It all start up top, but yeah,
I
only
think
get bigger from there.
I think we just don't like to face reality sometimes
That's
because we feel
facts.
like, nah, I'm gonna just thug it out and I'm gonna just keep going. You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're so like, and social media is like the worst thing because we're like, we see these videos of like motivational things where it's like, it's more like targeting like you're the problem, like you don't do this, so like that's why you're not successful. But it's like we don't really like glamorize like getting deep into it, like what stems these problems and why these problems exist
You
and
can
what
say-
I can do.
Right, yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. I'm glad you did mention that, like how to figure out. Like some people don't know they got mental health issues. That is facts because some people don't know. But
It's a topic that's not really. It's talked about
Yeah.
a lot, but it's not
Yeah.
taken really seriously
At
like
all.
as men especially.
No, yeah, men for
Facts.
sure. We're supposed to be this manly, like,
Yeah.
nah, you don't have no problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
figure it
not
out.
like
Like,
that,
keep
yeah.
going.
I hear him though, but
I mean,
yeah,
I
there's
get
two-
that.
there's two
Yeah.
sides
Yeah,
to it,
but why
though.
can't I be like that, but with a healthy
Yeah.
mind? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I can
Why
still
can't
be
I talk
that.
to someone about my problems?
Yeah,
Everyone's going
like
through something.
I can
That's
still get
facts.
the same work done, but I'm like fulfilled. I'm happy. I'm like motivated. I'm not
Yeah.
like, oh, I gotta keep pushing because
Facts.
no one else is gonna do it for me. But it's like
Yeah.
we're just so hard out here, and it's like, oh, nah, you gotta do this like this. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's
He
facts.
said
man.
y'all not there yet.
Yeah, like. And I'm like, oh man, and social media is the worst, man, because you're just toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh my
Non-stop
gosh.
scrolling, non-stop
Yeah.
comparing yourself to others. It's just
Social media is the most toxic thing, man, because
I
it
know.
makes you like second guess everything. You know what I
That's
mean? Like,
facts, that's facts. That's
you don't know
facts.
like if you're on the right path. You don't know if you're like the relationships. You're like, oh no, like I need to like be norm to what's going on,
Yeah.
like with the girls or like OnlyFans or like you need to get like you need to respect that or like you need to make this certain amount of money in order to keep this girl. And it's like, bro, like,
It's like who's saying that?
yeah, like why is that even a thing?
Is
Like
that
why
a
do I have
written
to
rule?
break
Yeah,
my
it's
back
like-
just to make sure this woman, this top tier woman, I
It's-
keep her? You know what I mean? I'm like,
exactly,
what?
yeah. Nah, that's
Like,
facts.
nah, I'm trying to go through it with my woman and be like,
Yeah.
she got me at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, rather than be like, dude, I got to work 3 jobs just to keep her
Keeps
happy and keep her.
and shit.
You know what I
if
mean?
you're not doing this, she's left. So it's like, why
Or
even
like-
be in the relationship in the first place?
Someone else is gonna do it. What you
Yeah.
don't do, someone else will. I'm
Someone
like,
else
damn,
will.
bro. Like,
That's facts. That is facts.
I'm like, sheesh. I'm like, that's what the dating world's like. That's why I'm like, I feel like once we stop chasing things like that and you start attracting, it's way different. It's way different. You know what I mean? You
Oh,
start
that's
attracting
facts.
like valuable people that are like,
Genuine people.
yeah, like mentally
for
there
sure.
that are like, okay, like
I really respect you and like you for you.
Yeah, and it's like way different connection because it clicks. Like
Yeah.
it can happen like love at first sight type of thing because
Right.
you're just like, oh, it clicks, and like this person's like straightforward, like, oh, this is what I'm doing, this is what I want. If you don't match this, then okay, like
There you go.
it's
Yeah.
part of ways. You know what I mean?
Right.
Rather than be like, oh, like she's entertaining you, this guy, this side, just to see who makes it like
Who
out
makes
of the
the
race.
cut,
You know
yeah,
what I
who
mean?
makes the
Like
roster, exactly.
I'm like,
Who makes the
bro, this
tryouts.
is crazy how that works. You know what I mean?
That's
I gotta
facts.
compete with 7 other dudes, and like, you know what I mean? I'm like, it's never that serious. You know what I mean?
It's never that serious.
That's facts.
But flip that question on you guys. How do you stay motivated to like create? Because your
That's
creation's
a
way
great
different.
question.
You know what I mean?
It is.
And I respect it because I can't do it. I can't do podcasting and like, you know what I mean, that stuff. So like,
Sometimes it do get you go through it. I'll be honest there. You do go through it. Like you post a video, you post content out. You're not seeing the reactions you respect, right? You're not seeing the views. Like fuck, bro. Like 10 views. You know what I'm saying? 24 hours type shit. You're like, damn, bro. Like, do I still want to do this? No one's watching it. What keeps me going, honestly, is like you said. You enjoy making clothes, designing, creating. I'm the same way.
yeah,
I get in front of a camera. I get on YouTube. I create something. I enjoy it. So even if it doesn't get a million views, I created it. I enjoyed it. I watch it for my gain. You know what I'm saying? I
No,
put it
yeah,
out
for
there for
sure.
other people to enjoy, hopefully. But at the end of the day, I created. I posted for my liking,
no, yeah,
for me to watch. You know,
Mhm.
and that's what keeps me going. Honestly, on them days where I'm like, fuck, bro, is this even worth it? I'm putting all this money into it. It's not. I'm not making no money from it. But I feel like you put 10,000 hours in anything, it's gonna work out.
Yeah,
It's gonna work
Eventually.
out eventually.
Mhm.
Eventually, that could be 10,000 episodes later. I get a big deal, anything like that. I got it. I still enjoy doing it, so it's like, why stop?
yeah, of course. Why stop?
And I did take a break. Like I took a long break from social media because I just wasn't getting where I didn't get the results I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I wanted the results because I feel like social media, I'm seeing my competition. I'm not even gonna say competition. Back then, I see other YouTubers at competition. They post videos, million views, 24 hours, shit like that. I'm watching
Of
that. Like,
course.
I
It's
can do
easy to
this
see.
shit. Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm trying to do the same shit.
Yeah, it's easy
Yeah.
to see them like, man, why don't I get 100,000
Yeah,
views?
why am I doing this? Like, yeah,
I'm doing
it's
the
like-
same thing.
Exactly. So
Oh, you know.
you watch shit like that, you go through it. You get a little depressed. You're like, fuck. I'm like,
Mhm.
you start bullshitting videos, just push shit out.
Yeah,
But kept me going and just fall in love with the journey and fall in love with the craft itself and making videos and making content. That's, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, keep doing it because
Exactly.
why not? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because once that day comes when you get 100K overnight, you're
Then
like,
it's like,
dude,
fuck,
like
yeah,
I was just
I
talking
worked
like,
for it,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I was there like with no views, you know what I
No
mean?
views,
So
exactly.
you're gonna reward yourself more because you're like, this is it. And then all of a sudden all the hand claps are gonna come and then
Exactly.
like, hey, oh yeah, I always believed in you.
And
I
it's
mean-
it's the grind as well, just the journey. I enjoy
Yeah.
the journey. I played hoop my whole life, so I always know how to grind, work out. You gotta work, right? So it's just working, posting videos, getting content out. I love it, bro. It's
No,
a
yeah,
grind,
for sure.
and it's a beautiful struggle, you know. 'Cause at the end of the day, I feel like I said, with 10,000 hours, you put the work in. As long as you put the work in, you get some results. You know what I'm saying? It might not be the results you want, but definitely get some results for sure.
Yeah.
For
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. I think we just like we want to be like, oh, like why isn't it working for me? Like
You
we
it
want
instantly.
quick
You want quick,
gratification too
yeah.
much
You want quick
because
results,
like
yeah.
everyone else does it. But it's like if you can wake up and be happy with the person you are and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm doing what I want
Facts.
and what I like. It's a way different process than like,
Nah, that's
oh
true.
man, like so and so said I didn't do it or I haven't done it yet or like I'm not on the right path or anything like that. Once you like block off that whole barrier of like no one else's opinion matters to me at all, you're
Facts.
creating a whole different beast. Because if you're the only person that you make happy and you wake up every day, I promise you anything you do, you're gonna be like, I love this,
Yeah.
and you're gonna put so much craft and it's gonna take off
Facts.
because you have a different type of passion to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's facts.
So I feel like that's what a lot of like creatives don't really have because we're so hard on ourselves. We're like, oh no, like I need to like 100K views or I need to touch.
Yeah.
I need 1,000 people to be like, oh, this stuff is good or like, you know what I mean?
Nah,
But we don't
facts.
understand like, even if
Takes
you
time.
posted it and there's like 6 people that watched it, 6 likes. That's 6 more people than you did it before you
Before.
started that video. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
6 people liked it. You know what I mean? Put 6 people in front of you in a room. You're gonna be like, oh shoot,
That's a lot
like
of people.
yeah, like oh
Exactly.
shoot, like these people all like my stuff.
That's how I see it.
But we're so like toxic to ourselves because we're like, nah, like I need 100K likes because like I need to be recognized by people or like
right.
respect from people when it's like,
once I got through that phase, it was like,
yeah, you're a different type of like,
nah, for sure,
these
that's
like
facts.
blinders are on. You're like,
Real beast. No, that's facts.
like
That's
if I don't
facts.
like it, then it's like me. I'm my own worst critic, so I'm my
Oh,
own
yeah.
critic. You know what I mean? Like if someone's like keep hating. I love it. I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. If you're like, oh, this video sucked, I'm like, no, I probably did. It was probably
Yeah,
good.
you
You know what I
probably
mean?
watched
Like
it,
I
yeah.
probably, if I liked it,
Yeah,
obviously
I'm
posted
like,
it.
You watched it, so I'm mad.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm gonna keep going. Like,
Yeah, that's facts.
but I feel like the more love you get is like, it's greater than the hate you get. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You get 100 likes and people are like, I love this stuff, and like those 2 likes are like, oh, this sucks. Your content's weak, or someone else already did this, or like
Yeah.
it looks like this person. And it's like, once you like look at those comments and like, or like comment thank you, or like, you know what I mean, like kill 'em with kindness type of thing. Like
Right.
you're just on a different path because no one can really stop you.
Nah, that's facts.
And the people who support you are gonna support you a lot more because they're like, he stays true to this,
Yeah.
and he doesn't change because like what people want him to
'Cause the
be.
critics,
You know what I
nah,
mean? Or like,
facts,
oh,
facts.
so and so's making walking up to baddies kissing girls videos just to go viral. Like
Facts.
once you start following that trend, people are like, like he's just trend writing now. But it's like when you stick true to that content, regardless of 8 views, 1 view,
Yeah.
keep going, because like at the end of the day, you don't have nothing to lose by posting or by making something that you
That's
like.
facts.
Like
That's facts.
it's all like,
Especially if you enjoy it.
yeah, of
What are
course.
you really
Like,
losing, you know?
you're not losing at all. Just
Exactly,
because the
you're not.
outcome isn't like, stop chasing an outcome of riches and impressing people. Because once you stop chasing that outcome, things just fall in. And you're getting blessings from like things that you would never imagine
Facts.
because you're doing something like that you like so much. Obviously, no one's gonna understand their vision. I promise you.
Nah,
Your
no one
vision,
ever
no
does.
one
Yeah,
will understand it
for
or
sure.
believe in it or anything like that.
For sure.
But like, if you
As
let
long
this
as you
person
believe,
who
yeah.
doesn't even follow their vision tell you how to do your vision,
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I mean?
gonna tell you the outcome. Then
Yeah, you're gonna be empty your whole
That's
life
facts.
because you're chasing this thrill of somebody that they're just saying stuff
they
to get a
even know
reaction
that.
out of you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
facts,
Like
yeah.
they're not even doing what they love, or like
exactly.
just because
They're
I
the
did
type behind the
something
keyboard.
that I love. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just because I didn't make $1 million off my idea, or like I didn't do this, I'm fulfilled. I wake up like
Exactly.
I'm happy, you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
did what I need. I want to.
I'll make $0 today, but if I did everything that made me happy today and what I wanted to do,
Facts.
I'm rich. You know what I mean? Like I'm happy. And I feel like we downplay happiness because we're like, if you don't have a meal in the bank account, or you don't have this, you don't work for this good job with this, all this, you're not
shit.
winning. You know what I mean?
Right,
But it's
yeah.
like, if you're winning up here, anybody who I've ever met who is winning mental health,
As
winning
long as
up
you're
there,
happy. As long as you're happy, that's the
the
biggest
best
thing.
person to be around. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you're like, this is cool. It's like inspiring because
Yeah.
it's like, I meet people with money and they're just like,
And just the energy around.
yeah,
them, you
the
know?
energy, the energy
aroma,
you
the
attract.
aurora,
Dude,
yeah.
it's really like, I'm really big on energy attraction too. Like,
That's facts.
as far as like partners too, or relationships.
Oh,
you,
yeah.
You
You transfer
partying, you're
energy.
going
Yeah.
you're gonna attract partying friends. You doing something well, like you're gonna attract people doing the same thing or
Exactly.
doing similar. And like,
Manifestation.
yeah, no, for sure. And I feel like we lack like human engagement too sometimes. You know what I mean? Because we're more like, oh, like we don't want to get out of our comfort zone or bother people or talk to people. And it's like that little conversation, you can learn a lot from that one person in the
Facts.
gym or like wherever you're at, the coffee shop, just like.
That's why talking.
Yeah,
to 'em.
or you can just make their day because you're just talking to them and
Exactly.
vibing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like vibes are crazy when like you both when you have your stuff together. You know what I mean? Upping your mental health for sure.
That's
Not everything on
facts.
paper, obviously, but
Oh,
like
yeah,
mental health, like because your mind is so powerful. Like I feel like we downplay like things are only as hard as our mind makes them.
That's
If you wake
very
up,
true.
yeah, you wake up every day like, nah, man, like I gotta go clock in, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. You keep telling yourself that every day, like, yeah, you gonna hate your life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you wake up like, oh, I'm blessed to do this, I'm blessed to do that. Like, there's somebody out here in this world that doesn't get the opportunity that I'd have, right? You know what I mean? So when you wake up so blessed and like, okay, like I got this, I'm gonna take control of everything that comes my way today. It's a different beast, you know what I mean? Because you're like,
undefeated.
yeah, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
I know we gotta wrap it up shortly. Yeah. Final question, man. If you could go back in time, talk to your younger self,
Ooh,
what would you tell
it's a
him?
good one. Oh, I feel like I've always practiced this one in my head too. I feel like all of us have. You know what I mean? Like you always practice this question.
Yeah. What would
Especially as you get
tell
older.
yourself? Yeah, you're like, damn, what would I tell myself?
Yeah, because you get
Tell
older,
what
you're
you
like,
think. What would you tell yourself if you could just go back in time? You know what I'm saying?
people sitting
What-
next
what
to
we
you,
gonna
be
take
like,
that?
you know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
having a
What
combo
would you
with
tell
your
'em?
your younger
What would you tell
self.
'em?
You go
Dang.
first. You go first.
I'll answer. We all three answer.
Yeah, all three of us answer this. I think I would tell my younger self, Dang, I would really tell him like, stay focused, and don't get caught up too much of what people want you to be, and
That's
be
right.
who you are. You know what I mean? And embrace that rather than being like, oh, I need to be this person because everyone talks about me like this. So I feel like I would tell my younger self, like, keep going and stay true to everything that you already done. Because obviously everything I've done made me to the person I am today.
Right.
So I would be like, stay calm and not too much in your head. I feel like I would say that.
That's real.
Yeah, how about you?
That's real. You want me to go or you, Lee?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
Basically,
Talk to him.
Nipsey said it best. Just
Okay.
go at a marathon pace.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a race.
That's
know?
real.
You're gonna make it wherever you want to go.
Go close to the mic. Let him talk. Let him hear you. Let him hear you.
That's
Let
the
him hear you.
thing, man. All right. Basically, though, it's a marathon. Basically, you want to just go at your own pace. Don't let anybody rush you. For instance, I would tell my younger self stuff that I probably go through now. Like, basically, just I do want to go at a faster pace. I don't want to be stagnant, and I want to practice.
That's facts.
Perfecting it, and I think that means going at game speed a little bit more. So another thing is just be okay with being hard on yourself a little bit, but enjoy your time at the same time. Don't be too hard on yourself to where you can't see yourself doing that later down the line. If you see yourself 5 years from now doing it, then that's a good sign. If you don't, then think again.
Think again. Yep.
But
Pretty cool.
I'm pretty good on that though, but time.
Okay. No, that's real. That's real.
Yeah,
That's real.
yeah, hold on. I'm like, let me soak that one in.
Yeah,
I'm like, hold on.
That's facts, man. That's real shit. Okay. Well, if I was go back in time, man, talk to my younger self, first thing I would say is, it's gonna be tough times. It's gonna be tough times. You're gonna get through it though. Just let them know. Prepare for it. You're gonna hit rock bottom. Cause I personally did hit rock bottom a few times. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get there, but then you're gonna get back on your feet and keep going. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be times where no one believes in you. No one. But you believe in yourself and you keep going, That would be the first thing I tell myself. Second thing I tell myself is, you know what I'm saying, just do it, just do it. Fuck what anybody says, just do it. If you have an idea, just go out there and do it. Don't let no one stop you. Because my biggest thing growing up was confidence. I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. So my biggest thing I tell myself is just believe in yourself and just do it. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, I felt that. For real.
It's like
I'm
Nike,
geez,
man.
dude,
Believe in
that
yourself and
fuck,
just
man.
keep
I
working.
felt
Just keep
that.
doing it, man. Just keep going.
Keep going. It's crazy. I feel like we weren't talked to like that as a young age. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Nobody really cares to keep going
Believe in
because
yourself,
like
exactly. Yeah.
you know what I
They
mean?
want you to stay low.
Yeah, or like what
Stay low.
you don't have nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? Like what are you stressing for? Like we didn't have a reason to stress. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
back
Like
then,
that type
yeah.
of thing was like
Growing up.
it's crazy. You know what I mean? That's insane. Nah, both the answers
That's
that
facts, though.
resonated with me. I'm like, hey, hold on, man. Let's soak it in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I got 101 hat right here, man. Luxury too. Got the look glitter. First one on it. Had it.
Yeah, for sure.
This one size or this
Oh
public?
yeah, one size.
Okay. Prototype or?
All
released
of them
yet?
usually a lot of handmade.
Okay.
So a lot of them are just like made
I
by
got
me.
you. Yeah. It's not big batches.
No. The hats are with the stitches, but the paint and stuff like that is usually me.
Okay. That's
So it's
nice.
more like
That's
you
nice.
get your own, like you're buying art. You know what I mean?
You have a website?
That's nice.
Yeah, it's oneofOnejeans.com.
OneOnOneJeans.com.
Perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
simple.
Look.
Keep it simple. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Don't
That's
wanna
facts. That's
keep it
facts.
simple.
That's facts.
I like that, man. I'm gonna have to look up on that now.
Yeah,
To
for
look
sure.
up on that.
That's facts, man. But everyone watching, man, appreciate y'all for watching. Tapping in with your boy, man. We gonna keep going, man. Time I drop this, I'm probably gonna record another one. We gonna keep going. Season 2, episode 2. Comment down below who y'all want to see next, cause you know what I'm saying. We got some content creators coming on. Might have a rapper come on. We got some few people coming on soon. But just let me know who y'all want to see. You know what I'm saying in the comments. I'm gonna try to make it work. You know what I'm saying. Just let me know. Got my main man with me. In.Konfuzion.
Yes, sir. If you enjoyed the
It's been a pleasure.
episode, give us some more questions in the comments or anything.
Right.
Give us a DM.
Down below.
We can
Shoot us
elaborate
the,
on that in another episode.
Facts. James, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, brother.
Pleasure's
You know what I'm
all
saying?
mine, man. I appreciate both of y'all for this.
All social medias will be down below. Just like that, man. We out. See y'all next week.
That's fire. That
Let's
shit went
get it.
by fast though. That was crazy. That one by